Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am sitting down after a walk over to the post office. I'm glad I took my umbrella with me because the heavens opened. It wasn't too bad. I got in before it was only spitting on when I was walking over there, but it got heavier as I was walking back. But the really heavy stuff didn't happen till after I got in the door. I was happy about that. Usually when it's like that, I'll go over in my car, but I thought I was going to chance it, and I'm glad I did because I do like the exercise and the fresh air walking over there. But I have a little bit video to show you. I'm going to show you the Notion pouch that I finished for Patricia. And that was one of the reasons I was walking over the post office, because I was going to post that, and I also had some of my latest patterns to post, so that's what I was walking over. So I'm going to show you the Notion pouch, and then there's also a little video after that. Straight after that, you can walk over to the post office with me, part of the way. I showed you some of it and then blocked some of it because, you know, I'm not going to show you walking through all the streets, because it is about it's about a 15-minute slow walk. If I'm in a hurry, I can do it in about 10 minutes. So it was just a slow walk over, but it was a quick walk coming back because of the rain. So I'm going to stop the video and show you that little extra video. Well, that's one Notion pouch finished. Zip in, lining in, and your cups of tea in there. So that is spoken for. That's going to Patricia. I will be posting that off this afternoon. A little bit of what I was doing in my garden. My son done all the little bits of leaves that were at the back of the hedge. And my garden is looking a lot tidier. I just have to get rid of those broken pavement slabs around there now. This is the cycle path, and Lydia, it's not a psychopath. Outside my garden, my son's cleared all the brambles that were outside the fence. Yeah, we just need to sort them out, and he's put some weed killer on there. But that is the other side. He's going to do that. He'll be up next weekend to sort that out. But that's the cycle path, goes all the way around there. And as you can see, the brambles are starting to come over the path. And this track here leads up to the railway lines. I am on my way over to the post office. And we now have a traffic light system, because as a train comes backwards and forwards from Ashington to Newcastle and then back from Newcastle to Ashington, where it used to just be a coal thing before. So it's on green, it's safe for me to cross. And all those houses over there. That used to be a scrapyard. It was called Bertley Scrapyard. And it looks like it's going to rain. That is another track that runs up by alongside the railway lines up to the main road and the shops up that way. But I'm going through this track here, through to shops further down the road. That's where the post office is. And this is another little track. Comes up past some houses that way. The scrapyard there. And this place here is called Strettles. You know, they do gravestones and all those sort of things. Yeah, and that is their yard there, down there. And straight across you can see where it says Premier. That is my post office. And that's where I'm going. So I hope you liked that little bit video, the Notion pouch, and a walk over to the post office with me. And you know, the tax man will think I went over in my car because I claim petrol allowance for my expenses, whether I walk over or go over in the car. Oh, why not? They'll take anything they can off you, so they don't know that I walked over. So anyway, that's one little thing out of the way, and I'm just getting on with this is the waffle cardigan. I'm nearly finished this row. I'll turn it around so you can see the right side. And I've done 2 pearl stitches there, and it should have been 1 pearl and 1 and 2 knit. Put that right. So that's just started the armholes. I've just cast the stitches off on either side. And this is a 22 inch. This is the last size on the waffle stitch pattern, because I already have done a 16 and 18 and a 20 and a 24. And when I finish this one, I'm going to write it out, and there'll be another pattern for this one. This one will be for a little boy. I think most of them I've done have been for a little girl. With this one, the last one was like a lemon and white. I can't remember the other colours. It's just such a while ago since I've done them, actually. That's why I've decided, I was going through my patterns in my book to sort out, just to see which sizes I need doing on any patterns that I was originally doing for you know, to make a PDF out of. Didn't realise how many I actually had till I start looking through them, because, you know, I get sick and I start something else and then I forget. And I'm also having a cup of coffee while I'm sitting here. But like you saw in that video, I had my son helping me yesterday and doing what he could. But he's back to work. Well, he works from home actually, but you know, he can't just go anywhere he wants, even though he's working from home. So he's coming back on Saturday to do the other side of the fence. And he was the one that done that for me the last time, years ago, when he made it alone on either side. And I told you about the stone hitting my leg, and I never did it again after that. But He said the grass is still there. He says once you get rid of the weeds and that, he says you'll be able to start cutting it down again like before. But you know, on that walk, you couldn't see anybody else's fences and gates as I walked up, because where I walked past my garden, there was a garden, my next door neighbour. That's one more garden. And then next door to her, there's actually another 2 gardens before you get up to where I cross over the railway lines. And you couldn't see those fences and anything, for they're all just the brambles and the weeds are just thinking. The council should come around these places like that, because they are not really our responsibility. But I've always used to always keep mine tidy. Years ago, when everyone used to have coal fires, being a coal mining place and that, everybody had coal or coke and that, and we used to all put on that bit of land just outside the gardens, we just used to put all of the ashes from our fires on there, and that kept all the weeds and everything down. But there's none of those people living there anymore. I think in my part, I think I'm the only person left. In my, it's like a horseshoe shape, my part of the crescent where I live. It's off the main crescent is a round circle, and it has 2 like horseshoe shapes, one up the further up the top and one where I am, and I'm in this horseshoe. And in this horseshoe crescent, I think I'm the only person left that did that with their ashes outside. But you know, once we started with gas fires and electric, whatever kind of fires we had, all that stopped. And then the people moved out, and then the younger generation moved in, and the younger generation just don't care. Most of them don't. You get an odd 1 or 2 that do, but most of them don't care. And as far as they're concerned, it's not their land outside of the garden. But I always kept mine tidy until that accident happened with me, with the stone hitting my leg. And that's how it got in the state it's in. And my son was doing his nut when he come. He said, Mum, he says, it took me all that time to clear it. He says, you should have told me and I would have come and cut it for you, you know. But when they come and visit, they never go outside there, so they didn't know what it was like outside there. But anyway, he'll be back at the weekend to do a bit more. But you know, I have a part, it's like another patio behind my outhouse. I showed you where there's a lot of broken paving slabs and things there. They were just what was left over, because all the paving slabs, the big heavy paving slabs in my garden, were what me and my husband collected over the years just to make the path and paths around the garden, and they were just what was left, and we never got rid of them. Never got round to getting rid of them. But that place where that was my husband's workroom. It was out in the open, but he had all his power tools and everything. He used to do all sorts around there. That's what that patio was for. But I had somebody tidying my garden last year. They came and they tidied all that and got rid of the rubbish and everything. And the fella that was doing it was also doing the girls' garden next door, and he was going to do a patio for her behind her outhouse in the same place where mine was, but on hers opposite side, because it's the houses opposite side, opposite way on. And he got rid of all the rubbish for me, but he left all the paving slabs, and he said he would come and collect them and use them as hardcore for her patio. But something happened and they decided not to have the patio, so I ended up stuck with those paving things. And I had paid that lad to take them away, and I don't know who he is or where he was. I can't find any number for him, because he should come and get rid of them, because I paid him for everything what he did. I was grateful at the time, you know. And he was also supposed to come back and take away it's an old cold frame that's down the middle of the drive part of my garden, that I wanted him to take that away as well, and that's what he was going to do, and he never come back, and I was foaming about that. So I'm probably going to have to get somebody in to come and shift that rubbish now. But anyway, On with my knitting. Forget about gardens, because that'll be another rant if I start it. So I'm hoping to get at least the back of this done. But I'm going to carry on with this. Even if I finish the back, I'm going to carry on with more of it and finish this so I can get this pattern out. And then I'll sort out, I'll go through my book again and find any other ones. Because this one here where I have the three, there are these three sizes to do that pattern. So that one's going to take longer. But I'm going to have a proper read through all the rest of them, because there's quite a lot of patterns in there that I maybe only one or two patterns that I need to do to get the PDF written out. So anyway, that's what I've been doing today, just a bit of this knitting, and I haven't done any more of those because, like I'm saying, I'm doing this, but I may do a little bit of this. This is the lap blanket I'm doing. I think I'm at the end. Yes, I'm at the end of a ball there, so I'll have to stitch in another ball and that for to do a bit more of that one and get that one finished. At least it'll be for the winter, that one, for anyone that wants to buy a lap blanket. And apart from my own, that's all I have to do at the moment. I may carry on with some of my own again tonight and get a little bit more of that done. So anyway, thumbs up and subscribe. I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.